Shit, don't charge my phone.
Welcome to another jam-packed show of Two Sides to Opinion podcast. You got me, your guy at the helm, Marcus, and you got my two favorite guys I like to talk sports with, Mr. Coach Josh and Mr. Jones. How y'all doing today?
What up, baby?
Well, I'm going to say this right now. They're already starting in the chat. I'm going to just go ahead and post it. If they waited, they didn't wait very long to throw shade. I want to give a shout out to my boy Stephen Weatherill. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, what's going on, Steve? One of our other military brethren.
Yep. As you can
Salute
see,
to y'all, baby. Salute to y'all.
He says, how much is DC spiraling with the Ravens and free for all? So if you guys don't know, that's what they call me in the military, DC. You say, from your boy who loves Kirk Cousins. Me and him had got into a spat a long time ago about Kirk Cousins, which Kirk Cousins won just as much as RG3 won. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I will say one of those gentlemen is still getting paid. And,
Crazy paid.
Guaranteed money, stuff like
crazy
that.
Paid.
But let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off and keep it rolling. We're going to start with the inevitable, which I do not like, but it has to be done. And y'all know what that topic is. Who's at fault for the Ravens falling to despair with that sad 1-3 record? Coach Josh, I'll let you start it off.
Who's at fault? So, man, this is a big discussion. This is a big question that has multiple answers. I'm going to be honest. On paper, the Ravens look pretty good from offense to defense. They don't look that bad on special teams. But the defense is like underperforming. So do we say that is the coordinator's fault? Part of it, yes. I still believe that whatever scheme you're in, that you still should be able to make plays, sacks, stops on third downs, fumbles, some interceptions. And I also think that this is the head coach fault because you got some veteran guys that's on that defense. So you telling me that they just playing robot? That whatever the coach says, they just gonna do? I mean, man, we're talking about professionals. We're not talking about high school kids or junior high kids or some college kids, man. We're talking about professionals. These guys know defenses just as well as some of the coaches. So, there's a percentage of fault to go around. But I still think that players should make plays. That's just me. That's just coming from my coaching background. Players got to make plays. So
that I agree with. What about you, Jones? What you got, man?
Listen, so first of all, let me just applaud you for taking this beating like a man, right? Because and I mean that in the most sincere sense, right? I mean, we thought that the Ravens were going to be world beaters. They have all of the talent. Coach Josh just talked about it, right? So with that being said, for me, it can't be the players, right? Because you guys have talent at every position. You guys went out. This is one thing that you do well. You'll go out and get all the big names that you need, right? Jared Alexander at corner. You got Derrick Henry, right, when Dobbs and the other backup wasn't getting it done, right? Hill wasn't doing well, right? You went and you got to upgrade there. You got Lamar Jackson. You guys have started going after premium talent at the wide receiver position, right?
Yep.
You got Bateman, you got Zay Flowers, you got two tight ends, two premium tight ends, right? You got two Travis Kelce's. One's not playing right now, but I mean, hell, one Travis Kelce should do it. So it's got to be the coaching staff, man. There's a lack of discipline with this team. I thought I would never have to say this. The Ravens have to learn how to finish games, right? I never thought I would have to say that. You gave the first game away to the Buffalo Bills, and I think that actually started a tailspin for the Baltimore Ravens because I think just like the New York Jets, right? I think they would be on a different trajectory if they had beat Pittsburgh week 1, right?
Yeah.
And the momentum, right? The coaching staff would have been on, a high. The players would have been on a high. So let me just run off what I have here. So I said for me, it's got to be the coaching staff because it's a lack of discipline. Derrick Henry is fumbling, right? Look, I think in the offseason, they were like, listen, we got Derrick Henry. We ain't really got to coach him up, right? Derrick Henry going to be Derrick Henry. Well, I guess Derrick Henry ain't Derrick Henry right now because I think, them gloves that they be wearing, somebody put, some butter in there, right? Or something.
Like
I said, yeah, right? Yeah, he out there with that virgin olive oil on the football. Like I said, they can't finish games. Here's the interesting thing. They beat the teams that they're supposed to beat, and this is the history of the Baltimore Ravens since Lamar's gotten there. But they can't beat the teams that they got to beat, right? And it's the same teams. It's no different teams. They keep losing to the same teams in the same ways, right?
And had them beat.
Yeah, they had them beat, but Kansas City showed up and was like, oh, this is Baltimore. Kansas City looked at Baltimore like Baltimore looks at the Browns.
So
that's
are
bad.
You guys finished? Are you guys finished?
Man, that's bad.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. Because look, Kansas City saw y'all, man, and they was like, "Oh, this is lunch. This is easy money."
I'm gonna give you guys a few things. Okay,
first of all, free lunch.
The Baltimore defense. Let me give you their ranking. They ranked 31st in yards per game. In total points per game, they've given out 133, which is 31 in the league. They average 33 points per game, which is number 1 for points given up. They give up the most points, right? So then I go to the Ravens offense and I take a look.
But who's 32?
The Dallas Cowboys. So I go to the Ravens offense and I go, hey, they rank 13th overall in yards. They rank number 3 in points per game at 32 points per game. There's been 7 times where it's been 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1 where the Ravens go for it and Derrick Henry isn't on the field. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. I know what everybody's going to say. Yeah, he's been fumbling, but just having his presence on the field in the aspect of just faking a dive makes it easier because people are going to collapse anyway.
Yeah, but decoy.
But not having him on the field at all just doesn't make sense to me. So then I go back to the offense is doing what the offense needs to do, so that leaves us one place, the defense. There's no way you can win games being the 31st defense in the National Football League. That's a huge issue. And I would agree with both of y'all in the sense that we have the talent that we should not be at the position we're currently in. I'll give you a few other things that I noticed. He sends weird blitzes. I'm talking about the defensive coordinator at wrong times. And the blitz is from way yonder. Like, I understand blitzing the short corner on a short field from the blind side. I understand it. But when you're blitzing from the far side, the far corner, he's trying to get that gives the quarterback all day to take a look. Oh, you coming? Touchdown. Right? But I also at first I was like highly devastated, like, man, we're trash. We're not going to the playoffs. But then I had to really take a step back and look back. We lost to the Bills. Bills have one of the top rated offenses. We lost to the Lions. Lions have one of the top rated offenses. Okay. We haven't necessarily had an easy run of the mill. Everybody talks about Kansas City, but remember what happened to Kansas City early. They lost their deep threat and Xavier Worthy in the first quarter of the very first game. So we never knew what they really was going to look like, right? They get him back healthy. They get him back healthy, and he comes out and just does a number on us. I mean, they was leaving my man butt naked up in the woods, signing autographs. Then he was catching the football. So I don't know necessarily what the game plan was for us, but it has to be better. But one thing I will say is, over the last 2 years, the Baltimore Ravens, when having Lamar Jackson in a lineup, has been able to have a 5-game winning streak and a 4-game winning streak in the same season, right? So that's 9 games. So what that made me do was go back and look at the schedule. So I took a look. We got the Texans. Texans are 1-4. We got the Rams after that. That's a hard game. Then we got the Bears. Then we got the Dolphins. Then we got the Vikings. Then we got the Browns. Then we got the Jets. Then we got the Bengals. I ask you this, guys, as a caveat question. Out of those games, do you think we can go 6-1? And that's
Can I answer that first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And this is my only thing. And we talked about this. Because I know some of those teams, they look bad yesterday too. And the day before. So looking at it from yesterday's point of view, yes, y'all can go 6-1. But let's just be honest. There's something going on in Baltimore that's beyond the field.
No, I can tell you that. No. What I'm gonna give you my honest opinion, because I keep a close tie on Baltimore. There's usually nothing going on but on. I think we picked the wrong guy as the defensive coordinator. The guy that I wanted to keep is the one that's in Miami. We should have kept him. I think his name's Anthony Weaver. He played for us. Yeah. He was in the same position as Orr. They one of them coached the D line, the other coached the linebackers. When the young fella went to Seattle, McDonald, when he went to Seattle, it was between those two. But Miami reached out quick and said, "Hey, can we take Weaver?" And they took Weaver. So
and you got to go with it.
Yeah. So I think we got the wrong guy, defensive coordinator. Which I knew there was an issue when last year in the middle of the season we had to bring in a rep or a guy that manages the defense, like a watcher, which was Dan Pease.
Got an analyst.
Yeah, an analyst, Dan Pease. I knew that was an issue right there, and that's all I have to say about that.
So let me say this. 2 things. I do think Coach Josh is right. There may be something in that locker room is going on as well, because like I said, I think it's a discipline thing. I think it's a hubris thing. I think they believe their own press clippings. They are the Baltimore Ravens, but you still got to go out there and play the games. But so you asked, in the initial phase, whose fault is it? So I initially leaned on the coaches, but moving forward, you guys have some injuries that you have to think about, right? You got Lamar Jackson. Yeah. You got Roquan Smith.
I'll talk to you. Lamar Jackson is fine. He'll play.
So let me ask you this, because I was about to lead into that. How do you feel about national pundit? Hold on. How do you feel about national pundits saying that he quit on his team.
He didn't. I think it was a coaching. I think that came from coach. I think coach went to him and said, "Hey, bro, ain't no use for you going back out there."
But can the coaches say that, bro?
No, they
Can we
won't ever
start to
say
get these
that.
coaches?
No, they won't
Can we
ever.
get coaches to say, "Hey,
No,
look, man,
no.
I took him out. I ain't feel like him getting
Well, he said it.
hurt."
He said it in that. He said it in that sense. He did.
Yeah, like
He said,
it
"Hey,
just
bro,
gotta
the game
start.
was out of hand. He wasn't going back in anyway.
Yeah,
But we want to protect him." And he said if he needed to go, he could have went. But he said he
yeah.
didn't need him to go. That's exactly what he said. So everybody saying he quit on the team, that's just individuals who have their hand in, we know what, the money pots. Everybody. I don't think he quit on his team. I understood what
No.
it was. So
Well, I tell you what, because if y'all got to rely on Cooper Rush,
yeah, we tried.
that 6-1 gonna be 1-6 real quick.
No, agreed. But he's fine. He's fine.
Bro, this is not Cooper Rush from Dallas.
The one thing that scares me, and so we can go to the next topic, is not having Namdi Matabike. Not having that dude is something different, and not having him is really gonna hurt. So in that aspect, that's what worries me the most. And then we also go miss Raekwon Smith for a couple of games. So, but
and you got nagging injuries too, though. Like Derrick Henry got a nagging injury.
Derrick Henry's fine, bro. He ain't even rushed that whole second half, so he good. Also, he owed us 2 wins, so we really need to lean on that dude these next couple games. Well, he's going against defenses. He should slash pretty well. So
yeah,
I'm going to say lean on him, even if Lamar is hurt. Lean on him. Let him get his carries, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all I got. Anybody got anything else on this?
Man, they need to go get some help. I'm gonna tell you that right there, though.
I don't know, man. It's because it sounds like now you know how it goes, man. They either call for the quarterback or they call for the head coach, right? And they saying Harbaugh been there too long and may have lost.
Speaking of help,
so yeah.
Speaking of help, it's crazy, but currently right now the Indiana Fever are in the semifinals of the WNBA playoffs, which means they're 1 game away from making the finals. And then that leads to a huge question that's been on everybody's mind, which is, are the Indiana Fever better off without Caitlin Clark?
Ooh.
Jones, I'll go ahead and let you start that one off, man.
So, when you ask this question, I had to do a little deep dive and really get into the numbers, because I like to look at the numbers and really compare apples to apples, right? So when I was looking at it and you ask, are they better off? I don't know, right? So if we just look at the postseason, Caitlin Clark only played 13 games. They went 8-5, right, with her being there. So that's, a 61.54% win percentage. And without her, the win percentage was only 52.63%, right? And that's a difference of 8.91%, right? As far as win totals. And, from what ESPN said, they said that the strength of schedule was easier after she got injured, right? So what they're saying is, or what they're alluding to is, they played the harder part of the schedule when Caitlin was there, and then played the easier part of the schedule when she was gone, right? So if you take that into consideration, I would have to say, no, they're not better without her. Hold on, I know you got it.
No.
However,
I just want to have one caveat. I disagree with what ESPN said with them playing the easier schedule towards the end, because they ran into Minnesota 3 times and they ran into the Las Vegas Aces twice at the end of that. So that's a pretty hard schedule to me. I don't know about you guys.
Well, yeah, and they're playing the Aces right now, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
Yeah. So I mean, we shall see, right? I mean, because the biggest indictment will be if they win a championship without her, right? Now, if they win a if they win a championship without her, then you really have to evaluate, right? Is it Caitlin Clark or is it the team, right? And they're playing some good ball right now. So with that litmus test, I would have to say, I would say yes if they win a chip without her. But given the numbers and the data that I have right now, and just talking about the regular season, I would say no.
Okay, and what about you, Coach Josh?
So y'all know I'm a big basketball guy. On paper, she is not. How should I put it? She is not just a role player, right? She is someone that you could lean on, that you could say, man, if we had her, oh my man, we would be that much better. But I don't know. I'm actually looking at this like maybe with this team this year, they might be better with her not being there just because they have that chemistry. But on paper, you could look at it and be like, well, if they have her, then yeah, they should be better. But to me, they played better without her. The ball was moving around. And how many of the number one draft picks they have on their team? Boston and who else?
Odyssey Sims.
That was a number one.
I think Odyssey Sims was a number one pick, if I'm not mistaken.
And then what Mitchell was?
Mitchell was like a fourth or fifth pick.
Okay. But they got some big time players and some high draft picks. I think Boston stepped up her game. I think the Mitchell girl stepped up her. I really think everybody stepped up their game. And let's be honest, Caitlin not a bad player.
Give me one
but
second.
I kind of think that they kind of overhyped it. Just a little too much, man.
I beg this to the group that's watching. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Indiana is better without Caitlin Clark or with her? Go ahead and share your thoughts and the messages, and we'll come to them. This is what I'll say. I'll give you guys some more numbers that I dove a little bit deeper in. So on the defensive side, they were 99.5 with CC. Without CC, they were 101.6, which means they were a tad bit better with her on defense. Now, the thing we all thought was they must be significantly better with her on offense, which they were. They had a rating of 107.5 with CC, and it dropped all the way down to 82.2 without CC. And without CC, they went 16-15. 8 and 5 is just 13 games. Jones said that ESPN said that they played the harder length of their schedule. Like I said, I don't think so. I think they played the harder of their schedule on the back end, and then they ran into a buzzsaw in Las Vegas, who ended the season on a 16-game winning streak, and they ran against the number one team in the Minnesota Lynx, and they played twice the fourth best team, which was the Phoenix Mercury, who's currently in.
Yeah, they in the finals. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and
that's big time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and
with your girl, with your MVP, man, with your MVP.
They have the most complete team and willing to take a back seat. It's 50-50. That's what he said about Caitlin Clark. They have the most complete team and they're willing to take a back seat. It's 50-50. Shout out to Justin. I'm just saying, I don't know, man, but y'all know how it goes too, man. When you have somebody who's that polarizing, who gets that much attention, you take the ball out of her hand. Because I never thought she was really good on defense. Sometimes I think she made the defense a little worse. And you can see there's really no change with that defense. But in the same sense.
So let me ask you this. Let me jump in real quick. So you saying she a liability on defense? Is she the WNBA's Luka Doncic?
Yes. She's all world on offense, man. I think she is.
Whoa.
All
Is she
world
not?
offense, no world defense.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is the first year we've seen her shoot like poop, though. Like, she really shot like poop this year. Like, she wasn't very efficient from 3-point land at all.
Mm-hmm.
So let me
But
ask you
she's
guys
also
this.
playing with some better players.
Do you
And
think
that was the big thing.
do you think
He was
it's mental?
playing with better players.
Do y'all think it's mental?
I think there's more distractions now, man. You know, and then it begs the question, you know, is she taking the off season as a gimme? You know, is she taking it serious in the off season? Because now you're playing against all world pros in the WNBA, right?
Yeah.
You're not, you know, it's not big fish, little pond anymore. When you're playing in college, you know,
she's
what I
not
mean?
facing the secretaries of a law firm. She's now playing real young ladies that can put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah. But you know what they said about her, though, right?
What's that?
But y'all know what they said about her, right? She didn't need to go play overseas or play up in Unraveled because she made enough money for the year to train by herself. And she had all that time to train. And to me, like, it looked bad because a lot of those girls kind of played overseas and some of them played for Unraveled. Not for Unraveled, for Unrivaled.
Yeah,
and they look pretty good.
Here's what I'll say, and I'll leave it at this. Can they ultimately win a championship without her? I don't think so.
You don't think they could beat them two teams?
No. I think if they get to Minnesota just go overwhelm them. Minnesota has enough talent.
Oh, yeah, but Minnesota out of it.
Not Minnesota, I'm sorry. The Phoenix Mercury. I keep saying Minnesota because I think of the end. But the Mercury have so much talent, and Kalia Copper and Alyssa Thomas. Like that, and Sabali. Sabali a step behind the 3-point line. That's their shooter. AT does so much because she'll rebound, assist. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Westbrook. She's the female version of Russell Westbrook in that league. She'll do everything she needs to do to win. If that means pass the ball, she'll pass the ball. If she got to go score, she'll go score. If she need to rebound, she'll go rebound. She's just the female version. She's almost the same size as him because I want to say she about 6'3"?
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah,
bro, they big, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that the Phoenix Mercury was that big.
So let me ask you this. So Justin just said that they have or more complete team. Which team is more complete, Indiana or the Mercury?
The Mercury.
Oh yeah.
To me, it's the Mercury.
Yeah.
And when I say that, they have their dog, they have their sharpshooter, they have Khalil Copper, I'm sorry, who can when she wants to turn it on and go get you buckets. And then their bench helps out. Their bench is really good as well. You rarely get a drop off when they come off the bench. DeWanna Bonner left the Fever to go to the Mercury.
Shooting it.
Yeah, and she's giving them exactly what they need.
How tall is she?
She's like 6'6".
Yeah, she is tall and she can shoot it, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
But we'll leave that there. Hopefully, it's halftime right now. It's a 2-point game. Las Vegas is currently up at halftime.
Okay.
So we'll go to the next topic. And that goes into college football. Y'all know how that was. It was a crazy week in college football. It was a major shakeup in college rankings as the top teams decide to fall. What game caught you guys' eye? I'll start with you, Jones.
So, as you know where I'm coming. Yeah, go ahead and settle in, coach. You know where I'm coming. Yeah, so as I look at the rankings, Ohio State number 1, of course, rightfully so. Then you got Oregon, Miami, Ole Miss. Okay. You want to bite on that one? Okay. Oklahoma, Texas, A&M, Penn State, Indiana, Texas, Alabama, Texas Tech, Georgia, LSU. Right.
Okay. So before you get started, let me just run off the upsets that happened. I'm gonna give you a list of upsets.
Oh well, hold on. I don't need them because the only one I want to talk about.
Well, you go ahead and talk about the one you want to talk about.
I'm gonna mention it, and then I'm gonna let somebody on this panel talk about it. So the 24-19 upset between Ole Miss and LSU. Go.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell both of y'all this. They wanted this guy to be the Heisman so bad, and we talking about Garrett, Nussmeier. Bro, you have a boatload of talent at all the skill positions. He's have a nagging torso injury that the people keep saying because he doesn't have any zip on the ball. But I didn't see him have zip on the ball all year. He's throwing short routes, hitches, 3-yard slants. Every time the ball is deep, oh my God, it's like it's a jump ball. And you got some very good receivers. Man, you got one boy that's 6'8". So, and the defense looked better. But they got some, oh man, bro, they don't have no pressure. No pressure up from the defense at all, man. I'm just kind of like, man, what's going on?
I would say that they under a lot of pressure. I know it's not what you meant, but right.
Man,
Listen, so and I'll jump in real quick. Justin just said that Texas shouldn't be top 10. I agree with you because when I was looking at Texas, the only good team they played was Ohio State, and that was a loss 14-7, which I don't think either team played their best ball. And who did they play afterwards, right? They played San Jose State in a 38-7 win where he didn't look great. UTEP, and 27-10. The most impressive win that they had was against Sam Houston, which was 55-0, right? But they're going to have their first test, I think, this coming week, October 4th. They play in Florida. And then they go to Oklahoma, and then they'll end up having to play Georgia later on, and then Texas A&M, and we'll see what Texas A&M looks like at that point. But, Texas don't look good at all this year, despite the 55-0 win.
Ooh. Listen, man. You're not.
I'm sorry. That was both y'all teams. I'm sorry.
No. Over there throwing no. I don't like how you threw this one big giant stone and it hit both of us.
Well, listen, look, I just threw one. Justin threw the other one. I just helped him.
Yeah. Speaking of Justin, let me say something to you, and I need you to come a little bit closer. Look, man, don't worry about Texas. We're gonna be just fine. We're deep in the heart of Texas, and we do what we do on the 40 acres. Okay. But one thing I will say is that, to me, the biggest upset was Virginia and Florida State. I had no idea Virginia had any type of offense that could hang with Florida State. Now, might I add, it did go to 2 overtimes. I don't know if you guys saw that catch that would have tied the game up again. I was iffy. I was iffy in the aspect of I don't know if it was a catch. Was it a catch? I leaned towards because I felt like he had a moment where he had it, and then he stepped out of bounds, and then he lost it. Like he didn't fall to the ground. The rule is if you got to survive the ground, but he didn't fall to the ground. So then I asked myself, was it a touchdown? Was it a not touchdown? And then you had Oregon go in to Penn State and beat them 30-24 in double overtime. You had Alabama go down and beat up on Georgia once again. You had Ole Miss upset LSU that had everybody in the Bayou sad. It's okay. It's okay, people. And then you had Arizona State upset TCU, who I thought was just going to run away with the Big 12. And obviously, that's not going to happen. But for the most part, I think we're going to have a very competitive
conference.
Rest of the year. Whoever quarterback can get hot, who can get hot the fastest and stay hot will be fine. And that's what I say about that.
It's about to heat up, man. Hey, man, we said week 5 and 6 for all of it for college football and for NFL, man. We're gonna start to see people separate, move forward, and some people move back. So, man, it's about to get interesting. But Jones, everybody got their day coming, man.
No, ain't nobody worried about Louisville. Ain't nobody worried about
Listen, and that's why I can speak with such bravado because my teams. Listen, ain't nobody checking for Louisville and nobody checking for Cleveland Browns, right? So, but I mean, I will say Baltimore does kind of feel like a Cleveland team right now.
Oh,
it's just it's remnants of.
I mean, it's not like
losery.
I mean, I understand. I mean, it's not like we played Cleveland and beat them by 30 or nothing. But I'm just saying.
Oh,
right.
Oh,
no.
I'm just saying.
You're right. You're right. And then everybody else in the NFL beats you. I mean, so if your only win is the Browns, by all means.
So Stephen wrote Oregon over Penn State, seeing the Ducks play old school Big Ten bully ball was impressive. It was sloppy. I don't know. It was sloppy for the most part. It wasn't necessarily a clean game in the aspect of what I look for in Oregon. That pace didn't pick up until the fourth quarter. For the first 3 quarters, that score is really low scoring. It was a run, punt. Let me throw in here and there. It was cool for Oregon to go into Penn State and beat them. But in the essence of is it me or is this year just not clean in college football?
It's not clean at all.
Yes, it's not clean, man. It's not.
We don't even have a front runner for the Heisman.
Agreed. So let's go ahead. Huh?
Arch Manning.
Man, don't do that, man.
Arch Manning.
Next topic.
Arch Manning, you didn't get the memo before the season started.
Man, next topic.
All right, guys. So we go into our next topic, which is what moment in sports will be forever etched in your mind and why? Hey, to the guys that's in the group, go ahead and jump in that chat and let us know what moment you'll never forget. I'll start this one off real quick. It's very simple. I'll take you back to 2005. Everybody remembers 2005. They had this dude by the name of Reggie Bush, and he had this guy on his team that led him at quarterback named Matt Leinart. And they had that high power offense that was going against some little old Longhorn, Texas, with a guy by the name of Vincent Young. He not only threw for 267 yards, but he ran for 200 with 3 touchdowns. He ended the game with an 8-yard one with 19 seconds to go. And Texas did what many thought couldn't happen, which was go undefeated and beat that high-power team in USC, which is classified as probably the greatest game in college football? Hook 'em horns, baby. Josh, we'll lean on you, man. What's good?
You, Josh.
Oh, we listen, so when you posed that question, I was thinking long and hard about it, man. And to me, I really couldn't pinpoint one moment because I've always really been a fan of players and not really necessarily of teams. But I do remember growing up watching the Chicago Bulls, right? And that being said, matter of fact, I went and bought Bulls versus Lakers on Sega, right? Just so I could play with Chicago Bulls and number 99 because they wouldn't allow Michael Jordan to have his name on the game. But
actually, it's the other way. He never allowed.
Yeah. Tomato. So, but during that whole stint, man, my favorite player for the Chicago Bulls was actually B.J. Armstrong, and watching him play because I had a whole lot of players that I liked that weren't like the top tier player. Like I like B.J. Armstrong. I like Rod Strickland. Muggsy Bogues was one of my favorite players. Penny or Anthony Hardaway was one of my favorite players for a long time. And that team with Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott, Shaquille O'Neal, man. I remember just sitting in the living room, man, watching basketball. And I think if I had to say, something that was memorable, man, it was just being able to watch basketball at what I thought then was the height of or peak of basketball. You know what I mean? Because at that time, I felt like every team had 2 stars on the team, right? Like, I don't think there was a team that you could name that really didn't have, a 1 and 1A, you know what I mean? Or 1A and 1B. So maybe just 90s basketball altogether, man. It's a good time.
Yeah,
good time to be alive.
Hey, the chat is jumping. So I'm gonna give you guys. L Boy said Cam's fumbling the Super Bowl. That will be forever etched in people's minds.
That's hurtful, man. That's hurtful.
What up, L, man? What up? That's another one of our military brothers, man. What up?
Hold on real quick before you go to the other ones. Now that you mention it, that Marshawn Lynch run.
Talking about against the Saints?
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to bring him up, man. But listen, everybody make their bones against the Saints, I guess, man. But I mean, that was probably one of the runs that put Marshawn Lynch on the map to where he really turned into beast mode.
Then you have Steven. Steven wrote Barry Bonds breaking the single season home run record. Yeah, man, that was crazy too. That was so
big. I watched it.
Yeah, I think we all was glued to the TV to see when he would get to the 70 point. I think he ended up breaking it with 72, if I'm correct.
72 or 73.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had to break Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa record, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got Steven just talking smack as usual. He said, such a homer, Marcus. I knew you were going to get that answer. Hey, man, y'all got to know, it had been a while since Texas had got to that point, and I was glad that they pulled it off who they pulled it off.
Yeah, no, and absolutely, man, because Vince Young is first ballot Hall of Famer, isn't he?
And what?
Exactly.
Oh.
Okay, he made the college football Hall of Fame. He didn't make the NFL Hall of Fame, but that's here nor there. And I would blame that on his coach more than anything, but that's here nor there. Justin said Texans versus Chiefs. The 24-0. Hey, Justin, I'm sorry, my guy. That was the crazy part about Houston football is they had that, and then they also had against the Bills where they blew that game for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Like,
We're talking
man,
about the Oilers?
yeah,
Yeah, that was big.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So, what about you? What about you, Josh?
You know, man, I thought long and hard about this.
It better not be nothing with LeBron James in it. I'll tell you that.
Nah, man, that's gonna be forever etched in everybody's memory, bro. So, um, I remember going to Houston, Texas. And they had the first game of the season for college football, and man, I was having a good time, man, with one of my favorite cousins. And LSU and Texas was playing. And man, we
I
were
knew it.
talking about, oh, Texas gonna be good. I was like, man, LSU really gonna be good this year. And if Joe Burrow can win out, he's probably gonna be the Heisman. And if Joe Burrow can win the national championship, he might be the number one pick. Oh no, man. He didn't even make it good at Ohio State. That's what one of my favorite cousins told me. And lo and behold, guess what started that streak for LSU that year? Do you know, Mr. Jones? LSU beat Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, they beat us by 7. I remember.
Woo! And bruh, that started the streak of the undefeated season, which might be one of the greatest seasons in college football ever.
Yeah.
And I got to celebrate the LSU win with one of my favorite cousins.
Listen,
Boy, that was very memorable to me. That will always be etched in my brain. I had an LSU win, and I got a chance to spend time with my blood. Oh my God.
Steven said, hold up, give Saints the love they deserve. The Gleason punt block is legendary. Nah, I agree. That punt block after Katrina was legendary. No lie.
That was
I
like
agree.
some voodoo or something, man. Man, that whole year was voodoo.
Indeed. So now we get to go to what I believe is the funnest segment that we get to have.
Mm-hmm.
And I always look forward to this. And guys, if this is your first time, this is called What Pops My Bubble. And basically, we get to rant for 2 minutes. And there's really no rebuttal from us, but you guys are more than welcome to rebuttal in the comments. But we're going to start with Mr. Jones.
So I'm not gonna rant too much this week, man. But what I will tell you is, sitting back, I was really interested in the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers game, right? You know, Michael Parsons coming back home. You know, him and Jerry Jones going back and forth in the media. You know, Dak trying to play, you know, be neutral and, you know, be Switzerland, right? Not really kick up any dust. And, you know, I really wanted to see a team come out on top. And right now, the NFL has got to figure out what to do with this overtime thing, right? Because I think the NFL needs to get rid of ties altogether, right? I think we are in a zero-sum type of game, right? You either win or you lose. Because one of the things that they said, you know, a tie is better than a loss, but worse than a win, right? And as a fan watching it, right, and you sit down for 3 hours on a Sunday to watch your team play, 4 hours on a Sunday, right, to watch your team play, and for it to come out with nobody as a winner, nobody as a loser, you almost don't know how to feel as a fan after the game is over, right? You almost like caught in limbo. And I know for me, and I'm not even really a fan of either team, I was just kind of like, okay, well, what happened, right? And it's going to have implications, and you're going to have to do some type of formula, at the end of the season if either team is in contention for the playoffs, right? To see if they win the division or how it calculates into other teams and making the playoffs and things like that. And I understand football safety, right? I understand that they reduce overtime from 15 minutes to 10 minutes. And I wouldn't recommend that, if they're, still in a tie at the end of, the time limit and overtime, that they do like basketball and run back another overtime, right? Because now we're talking about safety, we're talking about fatigue, we're talking about the increase of injury, right? But you only get 17 football games, right? Like somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and that's just my opinion, because I feel like Packer fans, Dallas fans deserve more than what they got on Sunday.
I agree. And we'll go to you, Coach Josh. Got your 2 minutes.
This is my rant. I'm actually looking at, because I'm a homer, I guess. I'm going to say the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to say it, but I love football. But they got blown out one game. I'm going to say they got blown out one game. But the other 3 games, they were in it. But it's just like they playing generic football. And this is what I'm going to say. Dennis Allen was not a great head coach, but he was a great DC. And he left us with some great, I'm not going to say great, but he left us with some good defensive players. And, man, they just kind of wasting these people. And, man, I'm going to talk about this every week about these sports teams just wasting talent that's in the pros. I kind of understand the business. But, man, trade some of these people. Trade Kamar. Trade Cam Jordan. What's the big boy up on the line for the Saints? Penning. Trade him. Like it looked like they did the test on Olave. He doing better with his brain. Trade him. So, because you never even said that you wanted to pick up his 50-year option yet, or what? So, because he's actually been injured a lot. But, man, let these people go to other teams. And we like free agency. We like the trade deadline. But, man, I can't wait till November. So, because that's when they say in the trade deadline, what it is, the first week in November? Man, we got to have some excitement. Because, like Jones said, man, this Dallas and Packers game kind of left us like, hey, man, what's really going on?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hold on real quick, because I know we got a little time. So you brought up trading everybody on the team, right?
Yeah, they got a new coach. So, like, he going to probably want his own players.
Right. So, and don't get me wrong, like, I agree with trading some of the older players, because you got Cam Jordan, who's been there since the team was.
And the money is funny, too.
Sure. Right. But Cam Jordan's been there since the team was established, feels like. Alvin Kamara, right? Like, I think he still got I think he still got a little bit left in the tank. Maybe you get a second rounder for him. But with that being said, you liquidate the entire team. When is it enough, right? And how long do you think it's going to take to rebuild that team, right? Because if you're getting rid of everybody, right, now you got to think about the fans. Is it a watchable product, right? Would you as a fan want to watch a team with no players on it? Olave gone, Jordan gone, Kamara gone.
But that's why they have. I'm gonna tell you this, and saying that, the Saints have no primetime games this year. None. They have no primetime games. And I believe, like, because I know you're a Cleveland Browns fan. I'm gonna just say with y'all, that defense is phenomenal. Build that defense up and go young with that offense. Because you're gonna have to pay one side, man. Um, and I think the Saints, like, they should do the same. Because I don't think Rattler is a starting quarterback in the league, but he's producible as a backup. But I don't see nobody coming out the draft this year that could be a number one draft pick at quarterback. Do y'all?
Well, you already have yours. Yours is already predestined, sir. You already know who I'm about to say.
Man,
So,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
So what's the name I'm talking about, sir?
Nussmeyer. And they
There we
was
go.
dogging him the other night. They were saying how small he was. He's barely 6'1". He's 205. So, bruh, they didn't make it good for him the other night, bro, when they was playing against. Well, ooh, man, it was kind of bad with the commentate. I was like, they not trying to hype him up?
You get so the Tyler Shook experiment's over.
Man, that should have never even been an experiment.
All right, guys, I have a head in mind. So I'll say it like this. I'm tired of the word generational. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it on multiple occasions. I'm tired of the generational talent. Is he generational? Okay, guys, we're going to have to start pumping the brakes on some of these individuals. Arch Manning, is he generational? Dude never started in an SEC game. All of a sudden, he gets to the SEC and he looks like poop, right? He plays the Big Ten, looks like poop. Like, we have to slow down on generational talent. Marvin Harrison Jr., generational. My man can't catch a butterfly if he was locked in a cage with it. Like, he's having trouble. Generational. We have to slow down. The biggest generational guy that I've ever thought of when you say those type of things, Ryan Leaf. Generational. He was supposed to be generational. And what Ryan Leaf was? A complete and utter bust. Just garbage. So what I need for those in the media to do, stop it. Let them play. Now, if you could say he has the potential to be great down the line, that's more around the right topic. But to just give somebody generational who's yet to prove anything at the pro level is crazy in my eyes. But I'm going to leave it at that. And I will say to everybody that came out and supported us tonight, thank you, man. You made tonight very, very fun. It loves getting everyone's opinions. We leave it to you with thank you for everything that you guys do. And we can see you again next Tuesday. It's going to be a lot popping on next Tuesday because we'll have a little bit more NFL under our belt. We'll have a WNBA finals to talk about. And then we'll see what college is holding up on their end as well. You guys have a good one and good night.